My name is Geoffrey Chaucer, and I was born in 1343 in London, England, and died in 1400 in London, England. I was one of the greatest poets of all time because I was one of the first to write in English instead of Latin. I always wrote for pleasure and never for fame. I would impact future generations because I would encourage people to write in their native language instead of Latin or French. Many of my poems help convey messages to help people in life. Just like my masterpiece, A Ballad of Gentleness. A Ballad of Gentleness is a poem that I wrote and helps tell people to be kind to one another, especially to your friends and family. Out of all the works and all of the poems I've ever done, the Canterbury Tales is what I'm most known for and is one of my greatest works ever. My trading items is each tale in the Canterbury Tales. For example, The Knight's Tale has a picture in the middle and then the title at the top and my name at the bottom. When you open it, it has a poem setting up the Knight's Tale. This is my guild sign. So in my guild sign, I have my name at the bottom and then my title at the top, titled The Greatest Poet in All of Literature. And then I have a table right here with my picture and a scroll and pencil. The scroll and pencil represents me is because I'm a writer and I write many poems. This is my display board. So over here at the very top we have my name, Geoffrey Chaucer, and my birth and death date, 1343 to 1400. And then over here we have the Canterbury Tales. And I decided to focus on that since that's my greatest achievement. And the Canterbury Tales is pretty much a tales with a collection of 24 stories and it runs over 17,000 lines. And they're all written in English. And it's about a group of pilgrims who go to Canterbury, England to visit a shrine of St. Thomas Becket. And they have to see which person has the best tale, and they win an award for doing so. And I wrote them as a verse. So down here, my impact of the Canterbury Tales was to give insight into the 14th century and of social change, and it helped historians figure out each person's job, their personality, and their clothing. This is my highlights of life, and some of my highlights of life is that when I was 14, I started training for the 100 Years' War and got in 1359, and then in 1367 I served Edward III, and in the 1700s I helped Richard II establish an English port in Genoa. Some fun facts about me was on St. George's Day, on 1374, Edward III granted me a gallon of wine every day for the rest of my life. I also had a part-time government job collecting scrap metal for reuse. And then over here is my timeline. My timeline displays my dates of my important events. And in 1366, I married my wife, Philippa Rowett. A little while later, we had 2 sons named Thomas and Louis, and I also had 2 daughters named Elizabeth and Angus. In 1380s is when I started the Canterbury Tales, and then in 1389, I was made Clerk of the Royal Workers by Richard II. Over here is a famous quote that I had, and it was, "All good things must come to an end." This picture over here is of the English flag because I was born in London, England. Over here is the picture of the Canterbury Tales, and over here is the Book of the Duchess, which is one of my other first major works and my greatest achievements too. And then one time over here, I have a stained glass picture of the Knight's Tale. My clothing consists of a coat, preferably black, to shield me from the cold, a white shirt, black pants, and shoes. My clothing is very simple because I'm a writer and writers wear simple clothing. I'm very fortunate to be at the top middle of my social class because my father was a very successful wine merchant and also served for King Edward III, so I didn't have to do any hard labor. My daily life consisted of taking care of my children, doing whatever job I had because my job varied from being clerk of the royal workers, a member of parliament, and even serving as justice of the peace. I also obviously had to write in my free time whenever I could. Thank you for watching.